Top 10 things I love about Disney Dreamlight Valley. Let's get into it. If you haven't heard about Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's an adventure game sim hybrid released by Gameloft. The game was officially released this year with early access in fall of 2022. Here are some of my favorite aspects of the game. Number 1, the visuals. The graphics in this game are mind-blowing. I grew up in the 90s, so I think I'm justified when I say video games have come a long way in terms of appearance, and this game is certainly a good example of it. The view of the castle, the buildings, especially at night, are amazing. Some of the characters do look a little weird, but as far as gaming goes, I still think it's pretty awesome. Number 2, the writing. One of the things I love about this game is how the dialogue is true to character. Scar is sarcastic, Ursula is conniving, and Donald is, well, Donald. The writers definitely did their homework, and a lot of the dialogue is something straight out of the movies, or is at least certainly in line with how they are portrayed in their films. And it's not just the dialogue. I mean, look at Woody running. The characters are complex and seem more genuine, and it's one of the things that I think makes this game unique, and certainly more appealing to older audiences. Number 3, it appeals to Disney fans. Disney thrives on their ability to give guests a magical experience, and here they absolutely knock it out of the park. This game is designed to give you a good experience. Listen to the loading music. How does this not get you excited about playing? I feel like I'm walking into a Disney theme park. There's also a bit of theme music from the different films. When you hang out with Wally, it'll play some of the music from Wally, the movie. When you walk by the Small World clock, if you have it, you'll hear a little bit of the Small World theme song. But it's never too much. After a while, the music will change to some other more subtle background music, unlike the actual Small World ride. There's also references to other Disney films, even ones they don't have included in the game. You'll see furniture from different movies like Monsters, Inc. and Cinderella. If you're a Disney fan like me, you can catch a lot of these nuances, and it really just adds to the game. There's a lot to enjoy, and it's truly an example of the attention to detail that makes Disney parks and movies so special. Number 4, there's multiple things to do in the game. This game is a combination of a lot of different types of games, and there is so much to do. You can follow quests, grow items in your garden, design your own clothes, and buy items at Scrooge's store. One of my go-to games before was a building block game. And for a lot of those types of games, you either choose a creative mode or an adventure style mode of play when starting your world. With Dreamlight Valley, rather than just choosing one style of gameplay, you could easily switch between completing quests, decorating, farming, basically whenever you want to. There's plenty to do, and if you like decorating, Scrooge's shop has different items to buy every single day. Number 5, creativity. This one kind of ties into the last one, but I love how creative you can be in the game. When I say you can decorate your house, you can have multiple floors, multiple rooms, and decorate each one in a completely different theme. You can collect different furniture. There's an entire online community full of advice, tutorials, and pictures to help inspire you and get you started. Just looking at some of these tutorials gets me so excited to decorate, and you can completely customize the area to suit your needs. If you get tired of your avatar's hairstyle, you can change that using the wardrobe menu. You can even move houses, trees, and other buildings around as you like. The world is your oyster. Number 6. You don't need to spend real money to enjoy the game. Unlike some games, you can actually get in-game money without having to shell out a lot of your own dough. Items are purchased using star coins, which you can gain through a number of activities like farming, mining, and cooking.
It's like printing my own money.
Of course, if you want to, you can use your own money to buy Moonlight, which you can use to buy unique, limited edition items. Even then, you can find Moonstone chests while you're exploring your map. I haven't finished the game personally, but I've gotten pretty far and haven't had to spend any money at all. You can even participate in events and get limited edition items just by completing certain tasks. Now, you do have to purchase the game, but that being said, I still think it's much preferable to having to pay for boosts or power ups every time you need to get to the next level. And with the amount of things you can do, it's definitely a worthwhile investment to buy this game. Number 7. You can play for hours straight. The waiting time is not as long as some other games. Resources also respawn faster. One example is mining. Many gems only appear in a certain area of the map. Once you mine an area, it takes about 10 minutes or so for that mining spot to respawn. I like to be with my mining buddy, mine all the rocks in one part of the map, go to another part of the map, and a few minutes later I can go back and mine those spots all over again once they're done respawning. This is great, especially if you're like me and you don't like waiting too long. If you've played other gardening style games, you may have had to plant the crops and then wait an entire day for them to grow. In Dreamlight Valley, you can grow crops in a fraction of the time. I typically plant carrots first, then okra, and sometimes pumpkin to earn the majority of my star coins. It only takes a few minutes to plant them, and then by the time I'm done planting, my carrots are already available to harvest. You can then do other activities and then come back to harvest your other crops, all within a matter of hours. The game also runs in real time, meaning that you don't actually have to be in the game for your crops to grow. You can log out, log back in, and they'll be ready to harvest. It's also not as commitment heavy as some other games. I've actually played an app game that required you to log in every single day to harvest crops and fix your village. I went on vacation for a few days, didn't log in, and when I came back, literally my entire settlement was destroyed and weeks worth of gameplay went down the tube. Thankfully, Dreamlight Valley is way more forgiving when it comes to the amount of time it takes you to harvest crops. You can plant carrots in the morning, forget about them, come back the next day, and they'll still be available to harvest. Number 8. It's satisfying. I love the idea of being able to unlock and level up different Disney characters.
It's brilliant, 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 I tell you. Genius, I tell you.
Rather than all the characters being available from the start of the game, you can unlock certain characters by completing quests, which I actually think makes the game more exciting.
The collector comes, the collector buys, and the kids who wait get a rude surprise.
Every time you level up a character in friendship points, you unlock different items, whether it's character-related furniture, clothing, or pleats that you can use to design your own clothing.
There's a snake in my boot.
Being able to grow the amount of characters you have, add their houses, and unlock new recipes or new pieces of furniture is so rewarding, and it's one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't know about you, but I was so excited when I finally got my first character to level 10 and unlocked their last reward item. Number 9. It's user-friendly. Playing the game is relatively simple. It's pretty easy to navigate the menu, and for the most part, quests are pretty straightforward. You can switch between multiple quests depending on which ones you want to do first, and when you track it, you can actually have a list appear in the upper left-hand corner, which will usually tell you exactly what you need to do or what specific materials you need to collect. If you go to your Collections tab, it will even show you on what part of the map you can find a certain item. Now, I first played on Xbox and then PC using the Xbox membership, and being able to switch keys was pretty straightforward. When you walk up to an item, it'll tell you exactly what button to press, so you don't have to spend too much time looking up key codes if you forget. This also brings me into my next point. It's easy to save. I definitely recommend using Cloud Save. To Cloud Save, you just go to the Start menu, put in your email, and set up an account. I love this because you can switch between platforms. Either play on the laptop or Xbox. If someone else wants to use the TV, I can log out of the game, hop on the laptop, open it up, and I'll be exactly where I left off. And it automatically saves the game every time you log out. Number 10. Now, this last point is kind of similar about being user-friendly. There's a lot of challenges you might come across playing a game like this, and it seems like the creators really thought this through. Dreamlight Valley finds some really clever workarounds for some problems similar games might face. For example, the map of the game is pretty big. A lot of the quests can be broken into parts. You may have to spend time going back and forth between different lands to collect items. Now you can unlock wells in different lands, so you can instantly travel to different parts of the map. It did take me a few days to realize you don't actually have to be standing at a well to teleport. As long as you have that well unlocked, you can open your map menu, click on the well, and instantly teleport. This saves me so much time and makes playing much more enjoyable. You can even add certain furniture outdoors to make things more convenient. One of my best time-saving tips is putting a white stove and a bench in each of my garden areas so I can easily make meals or rest without having to go back to my house. For some reason, it doesn't work with the other colored ovens. Another potential problem is tracking down characters. Characters are constantly moving around, doing their own things, which means they're never in the same spot all day. Thankfully, game creators have some smart solutions for finding them. You can easily see where they are by navigating to the map menu. You can even click on their image icon in the map, and a trail will appear leading you to wherever they are in real time. Another thing this game works on well is storage. Like many other games, you have a limited amount of inventory slots in your backpack, and you can pay star coins to upgrade them. But, like a few other building block games, you can make extra chests at a crafting station to hold your items. You can even purchase furniture, like a fridge, that will allow you to store and organize your items. Now, something I've noticed about the storage, and I think this might be part of the update since the pre-release, is you don't have to have the items in your backpack in order to use them. And what I mean by this is, for example, I keep a lot of my food stored in the fridge in my house. I don't actually have to take the food out of the fridge to cook. I could go to any stovetop in the game, and I will automatically have access to whatever food I have in storage. A similar thing applies to crafting. I keep all my crafting supplies in one chest. I can go to any crafting table in the game, and I will automatically be able to access all my crafting supplies. Like I said, I think this is something that's changed since the update, because I've noticed a lot of videos, people will have a room dedicated to holding their crafting supplies, and whenever they need to craft, they'll run to that room, grab the items, put it in their backpack, and then craft. You no longer have to do that. As long as it's in a chest or storage, you can access it. Just be aware, I don't know if this applies to quests. So, for example, if you are required to collect a certain amount of, say, crystals, and you have them in a chest somewhere, it won't show up as you having collected them. In that case, you will have to go to your chest, physically remove them, and move them into your backpack for it to count on there. But you can still craft without having to have the items in your backpack. Overall, Dreamlight Valley is an amazing game. It's positive, heartwarming, with some adorable characters funny lines, a good story, and a variety of quests. It's another great example of Disney genius, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's a Disney fan, or even anyone who just wants a relaxing and creative game to pass the time. So that's it for my video. If you're new to Dreamlight Valley, hopefully this video gave you some good insight, and if you've already been playing, please let me know what your favorite part of the game is by commenting below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.